Hey everybody, what's going on? Buddy Blackford here with another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're going to learn how to use blending modes and opacity with our adjustment layers. We're going to combine the use to create some stunning results. And you can use those also to more finely tune and tweak your adjustment layers. So all you need for this tutorial is just to have an image and to have an adjustment layer. You can use 1 or 3 or 75. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't recommend 75 because that might get a little hairy. Anyways, let's get on with it. So you can use blending modes with your adjustment layer, and the blending modes are here under this drop down menu. It'll start out saying normal, and or you can click on it and add some of these blending modes. Now if you don't know what the blending modes do, I suggest you watch my tutorial series, which is it's a 4-part tutorial series because there's so many blending modes, about the blending modes, and I explain all of it, and it's right here. Tutorial 56 is part 1, and I go through every single blending mode and tell you what they do and show you what they do on top of a picture. Alright, so check that out if you don't know what the blending modes do, or just experiment if you want to, but I would highly suggest knowing what the blending modes do so you can become more efficient with using Photoshop. So some of the best blending modes to use with adjustment layers, and keep in mind that these blending modes don't work with every single kind of adjustment layer, but they do help, is multiply, screen, hard mix, difference, and exclusion are some of the most dramatic results. So let's go ahead and change this to one of those. So I have the adjustment layer selected, and I'm gonna change the blending mode of the adjustment layer, and I'm just gonna go to multiply, and you can see what that does. And multiply looks like it might have made this image a little too dark. So what I'm gonna do is come over here to my opacity, and I'll just bring that down a little, and you can see it lays off the effect a little bit. So here is the image with the blending mode, multiply, opacity at 55%, and here's it with the blending mode and the adjustment layer basically completely off. So that's all I had to do for that. Pretty cool. Now you can do this with your other layers too. So let me turn on this layer here, and then I'll add something like let's check out I like these darkening ones. Let's check out darken and see what that does. And you can see it just like, I guess it made it a little warmer because that's what my photo filter here is doing. So if I double click on the icon, I have a warming filter and it's orange, and that just made this a little darker. So let's try something else. Overlay made it really dark and contrasty, it looks like. So let's back off it a little bit and see if we can get anything that we like. I mean, maybe that blending mode doesn't work very well with this image. Now if I go to something like exclusion or difference here, it's probably going to look weird because it's not used correctly, but this is what happens. She gets some nice blue teeth, and I mean, obviously exclusion does not work well with this with the adjustment layer that I have picked. So anyways, that's how you use the blending modes and opacity with your layers to create some nice results. Now I would use this kind of stuff if I don't really want to go into here and start tweaking everything and all that stuff. Again, if I want to just have a quick reference here, I don't have to go into any new menus. I can just change my blending mode or my opacity and be done with it there. So it's quick and fast. So, and that's what I'm all about, getting stuff done quickly and fast, and making sure that you do it right. So if you get employed by someone and you're quick and you're fast and you get your stuff done correctly, you're going to be ahead of the pack. You're going to be ahead of the people that only know how to do it like slow ways. So, and I always found that really helpful, and it helps you stand out at your job. So Another reason to use it, maybe you're on a deadline and a client is wants his project due in like an hour, and if you're fumbling around doing everything slowly, the slow way and everything like that, you might not make the deadline. So just remember how to do things like this, and remember that Photoshop always has different ways to do things, at least two ways for pretty much everything. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this tutorial. It's been pretty awesome. And in the next tutorial that I'll be teaching, we're going to go over using masks with your adjustment layers. And that's these white little boxes here. You can create masks with those, and that's what these hold. So I look forward to seeing you guys at that tutorial. Hopefully it's pretty cool. You guys like it, and I'll see you then. Have a good one.